you should know by now. We're gonna go through and talk about our exposures to DJ Moore, Justin Fields, and outlook. I can't believe we were live before the news broke yesterday. Unlucky, but it's cool. We will cover it today. We'll see where these players are going. Bunch of psychos already, I noticed, reaching in the 3rd round for Justin Fields at that, like, 3-4 turn and then scooping DJ Moore, driving up the price, and I think in the best timing, now we scoop those values in that range that are going later. So we're letting values fall to us. Let's see. Let's pull this up. Interesting. Interesting. So DJ Moore's already changed quite a few spots. Justin Fields, new ADP's 38. DJ Moore is 48. And their old ADPs just about a week ago were DJ Moore is in the 50s, right? He was 50. Okay, so it's nothing crazy. Let me see. So we had 18%. Let's get into this. 18% DJ Moore before this happened. We were drafting DJ Moore over Drake London just because the inflated stats of Drake London's target share without Kyle Pitts, fully inflated. Expect that to come down. DJ Moore right here, 17.7%. So we're going to have to cool off on him just because these teams that are drafting him, like us, early, this is 58% full now. 58% of the tournament got DJ Moore. In some cases, 2 full rounds later. So it's now going to be difficult to draft DJ Moore unless he falls a little bit, and fully expect the hype to break down. And I don't know, give it another 7 days. You end up in the right room and he will fall. Justin Fields, we have 15.5%. Didn't see we're going live today. Ben, welcome to the live stream. We tricked you. You're just in time. We haven't jumped into a draft yet. Who does this affect the most? Who are we excited about? Is it Terrace Marshall? Like, I think now that DJ Shark could potentially land in Carolina. Carolina gave up so much draft capital that it'll be surprising if they end up with some real difference makers for rookies. You have to think that they have to still draft in that 3rd round. They have to bring in rookies for whatever quarterback, assuming it's going to be CJ Stroud based on the Underdog interview with the QB coach. But Terrace Marshall, Donta Foreman, now that we know that they traded a 1st round, they traded a 2nd round, so are they going to use a 3rd round on a running back when you have any receivers for your brand new shiny quarterback? I don't think so. So I think Donta Foreman's actually really safe now at his ADP. He's going away. I know I'm not going to have enough. It's sad. 6.3%. So he's going. Let's get into the rankings here. $152. So he's already dropping down the board. He was going around 165. So we'll see. I'm still interested in him at that ADP. We've been taking a lot of P. Ryan, though, in that range over Donta Foreman. But now that we have this news that they traded those first couple round picks, we kind of assume that they're not going to invest heavily in a running back. The problem is free agency is so deep that they could easily bring someone over, like a David Montgomery. But we'll see. There's still a lot of unknown, and that's a pretty fair price. Let's jump into a big board and see what we got. I'm going to do the countdown. So no one get happy fingers here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Join it up. I took DJ Moore last night at 55. Beautiful. You didn't force it. I'm seeing him go in the 30s, in the low 40s. We're at pick 8. Let's see how many pounders there are in the chat here. Ooh, we got Ben. We might have skipped out on a few people here. We might have to jump into another one. Let me know if you guys got in. Let me know if you guys got in. So this is 8 spots actually like our bread and butter. We know we're gonna get an elite receiver. That's my favorite. That's actually my favorite part. We're gonna get an elite receiver. We'll see what comes back to us at 17. Been getting a little bit of Bijan falling to like the 16 range, which is nice. All right, Dennis. A few people didn't make it. Josh TX, I managed to get Brown and Adams in the 9 spot. Let's go. Let's go. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown started around ADP of 20, 21. All 3 QBs were ahead of him. We were drafting him that whole time in this range. Dennis has to take his daughter rollerblading. That's the best. Coming from a hockey player, I fully support that. I fully support that. That's the best. Underdog does not want it to happen. Fancy Dysfunctional was first in the live stream tonight. Still can't catch a break getting into these lobbies. Imagine trying to get into a bigger streamer's lobby where you have hundreds and hundreds of people watching. Eventually, when this fills, we will be just doing Pounders drafts where I'll send out the link and they'll just be those 10 or 12, 14 man drafts. So we should be able to get most of the people in that one at least. This is kind of just shooting blind, not knowing how many people are in the draft. I've been drafting AJ Brown in front of Devontae Adams. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. Again, we have the certain quarterback in Philly. No Miles Sanders back might mean a little more pass-heavy script. And Devontae Adams, we don't know what the quarterback situation is gonna look like. It's just a small adjustment. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But we will end up heavier on AJ Brown because we've been doing this since the start of the drafts. And you can see the ADP is getting extremely close. AJ Brown at 10 on the spot, Devontae Adams at 9.9. So AJ Brown is going to pass Devontae Adams. And when that happens, we'll take Adams at the 9 spot. But until then, AJ Brown or CeeDee Lamb. So that's going to be AJ Brown in tournaments, in my opinion, in probably and in cash games as well. Let's go ahead and take Saquon here. It's not my favorite, though. It's not my favorite. I don't have a lot of Saquon. When he falls a few picks, I don't mind grabbing some exposure. Let me peek my exposure real quick on Saquon. Yeah, 4%. Little exposure smooth out. But at 17, can't really complain. Gonna be one of those bell cow guys. But AJ Brown versus CD, and it's gonna depend where you're drafting. Like, I fully expect AJ Brown to have the better season. I think he has the higher ceiling. That being said, CeeDee Lamb has a better floor, so maybe in cash games, he might be the better value just because he goes later in the first round. He's gonna have that better floor week to week. Maybe Schultz moves on and CD gets a little target bump. Ben says he's going double anchor RB with Eckler and Bijan. Eckler falling to 12, which is sort of where he should be going at this point. Now, this could turn out to be an enormous value if the Chargers don't bring in an agent, running back, and if they don't touch on it in the draft, this could be ridiculous value at running back. Anchor just pretty much means that they're gonna hold it down for the team. So, like, if I just went Saquon Barkley, I don't pick another RB until round 9 or 10. It's like a single solo hero build, double anchor. It's just little nicknames they have for the builds. And you collect a welcome to the live stream since it just had a draft with 4772, 4484, 2954, trying all different stuff. Yeah, at least 1 on auto. That's awesome. You got someone paying the rate for you in every draft. That's the best. That is the best. You see DK, Nick Chubb at the 2-3 turn for Jagger. A little Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chris Olave start, which is very nice. Seen Kenneth Walker fall a little bit, which these running backs should be falling. Like Olave should be in front of these 2 running backs, in my opinion. Mark Andrews at 28. Wow. Interesting reach. Interesting reach. Small reach, but we've seen him fall to 40, 45 before, so Kenneth Walker off the board, 29 to the Devonta Smith Kelsey team. Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen start, brings it back with Josh Jacobs. Stephon Diggs, Mahomes, Travis Etienne start. We have Debo sitting here. We haven't been drafting too much Debo in this position. Our next pick is at 41. Let's go ahead and bring in Tony Pollard. I'm not gonna own 8% of Debo this year. I just think the price is I think it's wrong. I think it's flat out wrong. You have Elijah Mitchell, who's gonna be back, CMC, they're both taking carries away from Debo. It's just a busy offense. Busy offense. We don't know who the QB is gonna be. We're assuming it to be Trey Lance to start. Does that change in the middle of the season? Just a lot of unknowns for pick 31, in my opinion. Calvin Ridley goes at 34. And when we go running back there, it allows us to scoop one of these receivers here. Fields goes at 36, followed by Christian Watson. Hmm. Reminder Stevenson off the board at 39. Najee Harris. We're not going Burrow here. Not interested in Mike Williams, especially with the Keenan Allen news coming back, restructuring his contract. You have to think that this ADP for Mike Williams was solely based on the fact people thought Keenan Allen was leaving. So Mike Williams has to drop from here. Let's go Michael Pittman. I've been fading Michael Pittman as late, grabbing a lot of Judy, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin. Ben says, I managed to get Cup, Devonta, Hurts start the other day. It's a nice start. Damn. Real nice. You have to love when those stacks fall too. Have to love it. DJ Moore goes at 43. I'm curious everyone's thoughts on Justin Fields and how bringing in DJ Moore is also going to affect a player like Darnell Mooney. Is it going to help Darnell Mooney? Because we saw a regression year last year from Mooney. Now, injuries took part in it, but the beginning of that season wasn't good for anyone. So do we think DJ Moore will help Mooney or hurt him? Now, obviously, Fields Fields to the moon. Fields to the moon after this news. It's like Jalen Hurts last year. They bring in AJ Brown. It's like, all right, now prove yourself. Now prove yourself. We already know he can do it on the ground with his legs. I did Lamar, Daniel Jones, Huntley, QB. I did a Lamar, Daniel Jones, Huntley, QB. Bad move. I'm trying to figure out best QBs to pair. It depends. It depends. I don't think you need Huntley in with these 2 when you spend that much on Lamar. But again, it's a 20-round draft. If you're drafting these 3, with the thought that maybe Lamar doesn't return to Baltimore and Huntley is the starter, like, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Just typically not drafting more than 2 QBs when we invest this much in Lamar. And then Danny Dimes is a middle round QB, so he's still not the cheapest, and he's gonna provide you they both should provide you a floor with their rushing upside. So, floor and ceiling plays. I don't think you need 3. About a month ago, I thought Fields was 5'10" Kyler height, Ben says. Then I learned he's 6'3", 230. Yeah, and he makes people miss. Alright, we're coming up on our turn. Godwin, Swift, I'm not really interested in another running back here. After investing in Barkley and Tony Pollard, I think we're good for a while. So let's bring in Tyler Lockett. You guys already know if you are subscribed to the Pound, you get our free draft guide. Just have to send me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. I think like 24 people have it now. I think everyone's relatively happy with it. And you would know that Tyler Lockett is our guy. He is our guy. He's going off the board as wide receiver 33. He finished as wide receiver 13 last year, and he only played 16 of the 17 games. Metcalf, who played all 17 games, finished as wide receiver 18. So, yes, we will take Tyler Lockett here. And we have the news that Geno Smith is returning, so it's getting rid of some of the unknown in this Seattle offense, where Godwin, you're still gonna have a little bit of unknown. So I'm not as high on Godwin, and he's gonna provide us with the ceiling here. It's back on us. I'm between these 2. I think both their ceilings are pretty high, especially if DeAndre Hopkins moves on from Arizona. We saw Marquise Brown in those first 6 games. He was like wide receiver 6 or 7 on the year, so let's bring in Marquise Brown here. Now, that being said, the guy's made out of glass. Just be healthy for week 15, 16, 17. That's all I care about. Kyler Murray might not be running the ball as much next year with that knee injury. Something else to think about. And he's easy to pair with the quarterback. A lot of these 3 are. You can go with rookies with Indy, maybe Bryce Young. Maybe Bryce Young. We'll see. Fields is my QB1 in 2023. Wow. Hot takes only from peanut butter jelly over here. Yeah. I have to cool off a little bit on Fields just because where I got him was such a good price. In the draft guide, tell me he's green. He had to be. He had to be marked as green. Where is he? Mm, 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 mm. Yes. Yes. We had him marked as green. It was an all systems go pick. Perfect. Perfect. Smash picks. Smash picks. A lot of our players that we've been high on, their ADP has been changing, for the better, meaning we did draft them at a better price. A lot of those players, Alec Pierce, Rashid Shaheed, a lot of the late round guys are gonna be the ones that change the most. That's what you'll notice. Amon-Ra St. Brown, when we're getting him at 20, that was beautiful. And now we'll make that switch to drafting these running backs as now they fall a little further. When Saquon was going at the end of the first, like, religiously to start these tournaments. I love this range. This is such a good range to, like, need a running back. So, these builds where I do have 2 running backs in this situation, I don't always love it. Let's see who falls. I love it in this situation. We can go ahead and pick up a Jahan Dotson coming into his 2nd year. This is like the running back value zone, in my opinion. Now you have some mines that you could run into. I think Alvin Kamara is gonna be a mine. Miles Sanders has the potential to be a mine. Let's see where he ends up. But I think this is the perfect range to do a 0 RB build and then get 2 of these guys. See if anyone's doing that. Yeah, you have heart rates sort of doing it. Getting Swift at 62. Holy damn. That's nice. That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, the movement in ADP is actually super important. It's more important for tournaments that fill slower. So this is gonna fill relatively quick, this tournament, which means that ADPs won't be able to change too much. But if you think about the BBMs where they're $25 entries, they fill slower. There's hundreds of thousands of people that play in those. You sorta have to keep track of, hey, last year, one player, for example, Dameon Pierce, we were getting him at 150, 160, 170 to start. Now he's going at 60. So you going to draft him at 60 because now he has to smash. Um, and those other teams were getting him with a 12th, 13th round pick. So it does help to know the risers and fallers, and we do keep track of that. That's what helps with doing the guide as well. Mm, I want a little more Zay Flowers in my portfolio here. Plus, wide receivers start to fall off after this zone. Let's bring in our first rookie. Stacking these wide receivers. You have to start 3. Have to start 3 of them. When do you think most trades and pickups to be announced? It's gonna depend. They're gonna trickle out. They're really just gonna trickle out. During the draft, you see a lot of movement as well. That's when we saw Baltimore trade away Marquise Brown. It's right before the draft, right? So, you just have to keep your eyes peeled. I think Underdog has a great account with Underdog, like, I think underscore NFL. They're super on top of all the movement, all the trades. So if you're not following that account, it's really it keeps you up to date, and they're fast. They're fast. And then drafting around news can be a good thing, but people also overreact, which again is still a good thing for you because then if people are reaching, you're getting better values on other players. So drafting around news helps even more when it's beneficial either way, I guess, because if you have Zay Flowers and he's going to X team, let's say Arizona and DeAndre Hopkins is gone, will he still go at 89? You can kind of form an opinion of where you think he should go and either select him a little earlier if it's still a value, or if it's a bad scenario for Zay Flowers, if he ends up in Chicago now with DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney in a run first type offense. Now you can fade him at this ADP and let someone select him that didn't see that news, take him. The fish. Let the fish swallow the water. Oh, we do see Daniel Jones go. Now we're kinda wishing we went Ayuk, but how are you supposed to know? You just don't. Let's see who we got here on the board. We got options. We got options. Alright. Let's take AJ Dillon here. We don't have a ton of AJ Dillon, and I think he's going in a fair range. 4% AJ Dillon. Our next pick, we can go tight end, we can go QB, we can go receiver again. Definitely not gonna be interested in a running back, so we would like to see some of these RBs fall. Please. draft the RBs. Go ahead and scoop them, please. I love them, Ben says, "I love the overreaction. Everyone wants to get the newest toy, showing off their fields more stacks. I'm doing it too." It's fine, just know that people are getting those stacks for cheaper. Yeah, and that's okay, right? If your ADP as long as the ADP is correct, as long as the pick is correct, right? ADPs don't really matter. People stress value a lot, but for tournaments, it is a little different because sometimes you're paying for upside. See what Air Force wants to do. I don't think he's in the live stream. We're gonna bring in Gino here to pair with Tyler Lockett. We're stacked at wide receiver, although I do like Elijah Moore here. We need to bring in our first QB, otherwise we're gonna start falling behind. Let's see if Kyler falls back to us. I think he is a good quarterback for our build right now, where Geno Smith can provide that floor. We have a little correlation, and then Kyler, we don't think he's gonna have the strongest start to the season with the knee injury. I don't think he's gonna be running too much early into the season. Let's see for the end of the season, as long as he doesn't get re-injured. And again, if they get rid of Hopkins, it will sort of hurt his value a little bit. But where we already have Marquise Brown, we could stack him late with the Trey McBride. We can bring in Rondell Moore. It gives you a lot of options late. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Art says my drafts were in shambles last night. Reached on Fields and DJ Moore everywhere. Just want a few of those stacks because I'm a Bears fan. Love it. Love it. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I'm just going to be the one that takes the value of the people falling. I just think that's the more strategic angle is let those people reach uh, on the news. It's overreaction. If you just give it a little bit of time after the news breaks, you can just go ahead and scoop them at a better value. But the recency bias, the breaking news, I was seeing Justin Fields go with this 3-4 turn, followed by DJ, where is it? The 3-4 turn over here. Justin Fields followed by DJ Moore. Like, Ben could have done that. He could have reached up for DJ Moore, but went with Christian Watson. Let the people overreact, scoop the value. How does Fields make DJ Moore better this year? It's gonna be tough, right? We have to I have to see it to believe it, but at least he should be getting consistent quarterback play. I think that's the biggest, benefactor, is we know Fields is gonna be the quarterback for Chicago. You're not gonna come in, have Sam Darnold 1 week, have some no name the next week, and arguably, he will be the best quarterback that he's played with. He's relatively he's relatively accurate on deep balls, like, people don't understand that. So we do get Kyler to fall to us. I think he does provide this team upside for week 15, 16, 17. That being said, we just need Call of Duty to be pushed out a little later this year. Elijah Mitchell at 130, Cole Kmetko's at 129. Air Force hasn't selected a QB yet. Ben has Justin Fields. He does bring in Darnell Mooney. I think it's gonna help Mooney, to be honest. I think it's gonna help him. Let's see what Air Force does. I might bring in a Bryce Young. Yeah. No, I won't. He said, "You absolutely will not bring in Bryce Young." I just if s I think CJ Stroud's going to Carolina. For me, I think that makes him a fade for me now. Give me Alec Pierce. We got some indie correlation. I have Alec Pierce ranked just above these guys. Now that we know that Tony's coming back, Juju's coming back, maybe Sky Moore does have to fall just a little bit. So we'll go with Old Faithful here in Alec Pierce. Art says, I'm curious what Fields' value should be now. If Mahomes is going to pick 17 in this tournament, does that mean Fields has value going in the early 30s now? And that's a good question. We should go ahead and identify where we think he should be going. And his ADP right now is 38, and that's still too late in my opinion. He has to be going before Burrow. So where's Burrow going? Burrow's going at 32. He has to go before Burrow. You put Chris Olave in this range with these receivers here. I think Fields should be going around 28. I really think that's his value right there, 28. And in 18 round drafts where it's more beneficial to just go 2 QB builds, you can't make up those points by putting off QB and just going 3 late in the 18 round drafts as easily because it's not taking up just as much draft capital as going an elite QB early and only having to go 2. In those 18 round drafts, I'm fine with these 3 QBs going in the second round. I think you would have to move Fields up to this 2-3 turn area. Really do. I really do. I'm just glad we had 18% going into this. We did have him as a green value. If you guys haven't already, drop a like on the live stream. It's the easiest way to support the channel. Hit subscribe if you like best ball content, and the bell for notifications if you wanna get into these live drafts with us and show us how it's done. Draft the winner on the live stream. Draft the winner. I'll try and do that. Sky Moore goes at 148, 149. That's a good spot for him. I will say that is a good spot for him. God damn, getting sniped all over the place. We can go Rondell Moore here, but do we want to go Rondell Moore here? I need tight ends, need to catch up a little bit at running back. We pick at 161. It's pretty gross. Yeah, let's just go Rondell here. Let's get the correlation. I think we're done at receiver now. It's gonna be a 3 tight end build. We might be going 3 QBs. It's really gonna depend if people fall. I'm comfortable with these 3 running backs. It'll probably be 5 running back build. Art says, "Love that. Fields is going at 28 to 30. That DJ Moore stack should or could fall to you." Let's see. Moore's going at what, 48 right now? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And that in itself will keep DJ Moore's value in this range. It won't ever go higher. That's what I'm saying. So DJ Moore, you can expect, like, this is as cheap as he'll be. Maybe he starts making his way down this line, though. I just don't think I can put him there. I don't think I can do it. Let's bring in P. Ryan with all the Joe Mixon news. Expect he gets released, and then Cincy will bring in a running back. But right now, risk reward. You're getting him at pick 161. He should have a role. Worst case, you're getting a change of pace back on a high-powered offense. What's the difference between him and Elijah Mitchell or one of those other change of pace guys? So I think it's a good range for him. But Kenneth Gainwell at 131? I don't know. It's the same thing, right? High-powered offense. I just don't think they see Kenneth Gainwell as a change of pace guy running with 3 running backs over there in Philly. Boston Scott, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders moves on, they have to bring someone else in. Ben says, "I agree, in BBM, we will have to push the QBs up. I'm going to try to fade early QB with the rest of my big board drafts because I won't be getting any QBs around 19, 20 in BBM. So it's the best time to grab a share to a Brissett, Trask, Purdy, Tannehill." I like Tannehill at his ADP. I think it's a pretty good steal. He's a steal. See Mostert go off the board at 168, followed by McKinnon at 169. Mims off the board at 167. That's early. That is early. 33 picks before ADP. What does this guy know? It's his cousin or something. Look at Booty. Booty fell to 164 now. He used to go around, wasn't he going around 120? That combine really hurt him. Let's see if it hurts him in the NFL draft, though. Richie James at 170. Oh my, 48 picks before ADP. Spookia has gone rogue. He has gone rogue. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. That's great. Ohio Outdoors, welcome to the live stream, says P. Ryan is a UFA. Yeah. You don't think they're gonna bring him back though after the Mixon news? I don't think it gives him much option. We're on the clock here. Let's go with Rashad Penny. 5.7 yards per carry in his career. Can he stay healthy? If Mostert can do it, anyone can. Maybe he's back in Seattle. I don't think that's actually the best spot for him. I think he's better off if he does move on from Seattle with Kenneth Walker coming back. That being said, if he stays, we have some correlation. So, win-win situation. Yeah. Ben says, "I think the Bengals will bring him back with all the mix and stuff." I agree. I agree. But who knows? Just a prediction. We're up in 5 picks. Let's see if we got our guy to follow to us. Jordan Love off the board to Ben. Ben's all modded up in the chat, flexing the wrench. Keep that wrench down, my friend. Keep that wrench down. Give us Trey McBride one time. Been getting sniped by these 2 guys all night. One time. If not, we'll probably go, yeah. Let's just go Kendry Miller. We're done at running back now. I'm getting sniped all night. It's all right. It's all right. So we're gonna end up with 2 QBs. It's gonna be 6 running backs, 8 receivers, 3 tight ends. So we need 3 tight ends to end the draft. We're done at running back. 100% done at running back. Could argue we're done at receiver. Like, our receiver room looks really strong in my opinion. Maybe we add just like a random rookie at the end of the draft, someone like a Trey Palmer. Maybe if Tannehill falls, we do go 3 QBs. So we have some options. We have some options. Maybe it's 4 tight ends. Let's see what the board looks like. I'm comfortable going in with these receivers, though. I'm comfortable going in with these running backs. I'm comfortable with our QB room if we had to just end on these 2. I think that's fine. Geno Smith should at least be able to provide a floor until Kyler Murray can either start playing or yeah, it's so early in the offseason that who knows what Kyler Murray's health is gonna look like by the time the season starts. If he's ahead of track on his injury, he's not gonna be going at 128. He's gonna be going much sooner, probably in this 100 range. So 20, 25 spots in ADP. That's why I do wanna be a little heavier on Kyler because even if he doesn't play the first month, he should still have a decent amount of upside for the end of the season, assuming he doesn't get re-injured. Terrace Marshall off the board, I think that's an absolute steal-a-roni. Should be going earlier. Right now, he should be going earlier as the wide receiver 1 on the team. Did someone take GJ Shark? Yeah, he goes to 165. He went at 154. I'm cool with that. Kincaid was someone we're looking at. Tannehill off the board. I don't think this team needs Tannehill. I don't think it does anything for this team that invested so much in Josh Allen, but that's fine. That sort of thing only helps us. Let's bring in some correlation with Geno here with Noah Fant. DJ Shark doo doo doo. Spookja is completely rogue. Let's see what was his last. Let's see his whole draft. Spookja is CMC, Jalen Hurts, Breece Hall, which is fine. It's a fine start. Not something I wanna do that often with no wide receiver through the first 3 rounds, but you can try different stuff. Christian Kirk, Terry McLaurin, George Pickens. So nothing outlandish yet. Deshaun Watson, I'm fine with it. Pairs it with David Njoku, Brian Robinson, Dalton Schultz. This is all okay so far. Zeke, Allen Lazard, starting to go downhill a little bit in my opinion. Rashid Shaheed, that's fine. Marvin Mims, this is when, like, someone else took over. Like, he had to go take a shit, and his 8-year-old brother was just clicking buttons and clicking names. Marvin Mims, 33 picks before ADP. Richie James, 48 picks before ADP. A floor guy to at that, not even like a high upside guy. Like a Terrace Marshall or like a Van Jefferson, someone that is like a deep ball guy. So super, super interesting. Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst. Not my favorite. I'll tell you why. He was just in his best possible situation I think he could have ever been in Cincinnati. What situation's better than that? You had Jamar Chase go down with an injury. I think Higgins might have missed a game last year as well. This is all he got on that high-powered offense. Where do you want him to go where he does better than that? I just personally, I don't see it. I'm not gonna own a lot of Hayden Hurst. We'll reach out, we'll get Hunter Henry, Bill O'Brien coming to the Pats. Expect the offense to look a little better. It doesn't have to be much better for him to be worth this pick. He can fall somewhere in between this 2 and 9. It's a good value. Colby Parkinson, Noah Fant. Yeah, I 100% agree. I hate Noah Fant this year. You saw Will Disley get hurt, and Noah Fant is now supposed to be the tight end 1. What happens? Parkinson comes in, plays better than him. They were splitting pretty much 50-50. So, yeah, I agree. I don't like Noah Fant, but let's go with some correlation here with Geno, not doing it all the time. Let's see the Noah Fant exposure. It's not great, which is good. Yeah, we have 3% Noah Fant, so I'm on board with you there, NF42. I am on board with you there. I think we're gonna need 4 tight ends with this build. I think we're gonna need 4 tight ends, which I don't love doing that at the onesie position, but I think we're fine everywhere else. Quarterbacks on the board, I don't think any of them are gonna help us, so 4 tight end build coming. See what Ben did. Justin Fields at QB, paired with Jordan Love and Will Levis. At tight end, he has Kyle Pitts, Michael Mayer, Isaiah Likely. At running back, he has Eckler, Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, Tajay Spears. And at wide receiver, Christian Watson, only selecting one receiver in the first 6 rounds. Christian Watson, followed by Jordan Addison, Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney, DPJ, Josh Downs, MVS. Kinda thinking he's the last 2 picks have to be a receiver here. We'll see what he does. Handcuff that tight end room. Oh, gross. So disgusting. So disgusting. Let's see who falls to us at tight end. I believe this is gonna be our only one for tonight, though, NF42. So I don't wanna waste your time if you're sticking around just for another draft. I think we have to cap it at 1 tonight. The wifey is about to explode 3 weeks out. 3 weeks out for the due date. So we gotta spend that quality time, you know? You know what I'm saying? Jerome Ford off the board at 219. I'm fine with it. You have a certain amount of unknown in Cleveland. Dearness Johnson, free agent. Kareem Hunt, most likely not returning back to Cleveland. So it puts him right now as the number 2 behind Nick Chubb. So I'm fine with that pick. We were interested in Conklin. Hayden Hurst is still there. I hate this. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I think I have to go Jake Ferguson ahead of him. I don't think Schultz is returning. The news is he was offered a multi-year, really good deal. Mm, now that really good deal, like, what is that? And maybe, just maybe, Jerry was putting it out there. The way he was talking, like, "Yeah, but it's still a like, we like Schultz, he's a big part of our offense, but it's still a business at the end of the day." And that kind of talk is like, "Alright, is he trying to knock down the price?" You know what I mean? Let him know that he's talking to reporters saying like, "Yeah, if we have to let him go, we'll let him go." Try to knock down his price a little bit, I don't know. But if Ferguson is the tight end 1 here, yeah, let's get a little piece of it. I don't have a ton of it. I do think there is some upside there, though. And with this tight end room, like, you need some miracles to happen here. Will you be drafting at the hospital? The iPad is coming to the hospital. And we did sign that agreement. It was approved by the boss. The iPad is coming to the hospital. That being drafting? Probably not. Luke Musgrave. Damn, bro. I really wanted Musgrave over Hayden Hurst. I guess everyone's on the same page with Hayden Hurst, but when he falls 26 picks, you leave me no option here. You leave me no option. Ha! Like, Sam Laporta had a good combine, but realistically, we're just gonna go with Hayden Hurst here. As a 4 tight end room, I still don't I still don't love it, but it's okay. It's okay. I think it'll do. I think it'll do. Super strong at wide receiver. Tight end room, I don't wanna look at it. Geno Smith and Kyler at QB, Saquon, Tony Pollard, AJ Dillon, Samaje Perine, Rashad Penny, and Kendra Miller at running back. I think that room's just fine. Yeah, we saw Ben go back-to-back wide receiver here. I actually like Russell Gage here at 229. This price versus a Hunter Renfrow, who's similar type player, right? But 14th round versus 20th round. And if they do move someone like Mike Evans this offseason, Russell Gage get a little bumpy on that. 100%. That's gonna cap it, guys. On the way out, if you enjoyed the stream, please drop a like on the video. Easiest way to support us right now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you like baseball content. We'll be doing these drafts all off season, baby or no baby. We will make time for the Pounders as well. Always fun. Appreciate you coming out and drafting with us or sticking around in the live chat. For those listening, much love to you guys as well. I hope everyone has a great night. Pounders.